So we'll have to see if this worked. Well, good evening and welcome all. I'm Marty with the Sit Rep Podcast, and we're gonna do a little hobby hanging out tonight. So don't expect there to be any grand revelations here because you're stuck with me, and they left me unsupervised. Hopefully, this is all working because it's the first time I've done it solo, and if it's not, my apologies. But welcome to the show. We'll give the chat a minute here to see if we get anyone to join us. Meanwhile, feel free to grab your favorite beverage. Tonight it's Kugel's toasted Bach. Not bad, not bad. If you're into the darker side of things, I enjoy it. Mm. Good stuff. Hey, and I see Jim's joining us. Thank you, sir. I figured out how to make the chat show up. If I look like I'm looking all over the place, it's because I have a weird setup here, maybe not the best. I've got my laptop over here, and then above it, I've got a big honking TV. So, which is I have it mirroring my screen. But hopefully, looks okay. It's bright enough, light enough, all that good stuff. You can hear me okay. I've been testing this stuff out here for the last 2 hours, trying to make sure everything looks like it'll fly. So I hope that it does in fact pan out. Meanwhile, what I do want to do. I am broadcasting live from the Hobby Operations Center. So if you're a fan of the show, then hey, Jupiter Mark Gamer. If you're a fan of the show and you've listened in before, you know that over the past probably 3 shows, I haven't been getting a whole lot of hobby stuff done because I've been waiting to move from one space to another. Well, I am in my other space now. It's not 100%, but is any space really ever 100%? Let's be real. So, I am going to give you the nickel tour because I'm very excited about this. This is awesome. This is a huge upgrade for me, and I'm pretty excited that I've got this. So here we go. Pardon the shakiness of the camera because this is me. So starting from there's the entrance to my little hobby operations center there, and then my daughter. This used to be my daughter's room, and this was my daughter's old armoire, which is now a display cabinet for me. So fantasy stuff up top. I've got moderns and you might not be able to see it too well, and some Star Wars stuff down there. The bottom shelf really needs to be put together still, but that pile of stuff down there, that is all Harry Potter stuff. Got a bunch of games up on the top there, so that's where the majority of my box games are. I also have some stuff over here, and these are all like works in progress, as well as I think all my Dust 1947 stuff is going to end up there eventually. And this is all hobby supplies. A lot of bits and parts and stuff for building tables and whatnot. Then over by here, that's my janky ass airbrush setup. So my little box to kind of keep things in. You can see I got some Lord of the Rings stuff that I'm working on there. I'm deep into the Witch King right now. I have 3 versions of him. So I've got him mounted on a fell beast, mounted on a horse, and then on the ground, as well as I've got a Nazgul that is magnetized. So I can take the Witch King off and put a Nazgul up there and fly him around. This is the part you're not supposed to look at because it's all trash, but it's a bunch of works in progress and just things I've been haven't put away, or I'm kind of working on, and then I come back and whatnot. That's my supply of foam and whatnot right there. And then, as I told you, I've got a huge TV up there. I'm pretty excited about that. That's awesome when I'm hobbying. So get to I can throw on a YouTube video or throw on a show, whatever. In this case, I'm also using it as my monitor for this show. And then
let's go ahead and make everybody seasick. Good call. Okay, and then this is where I will be working tonight. So I built a countertop, and it's at countertop height. It's kind of high for a table, understandably, but I enjoy having it that high. And for when I'm painting, I can sit. I've got my chair here. I can sit in my chair and I can rest my hands against the edge here, and it allows me to maintain better posture, so it doesn't hurt my back as much. Particularly since I have a jacked up back. Hey, Chris from Walkabout Games, how you doing, buddy? Thank you, thank you. Yeah. And then, as you can see from this was a project that I think Bill and Walt Langens were working on from Impudent Mortal. So Bill donated that to me, as well as the paint rack, and I've got another paint rack over here, and then above it, my old little display case. So I've got some dust stuff at the top, some more dust stuff in the middle, and then a bunch of blood and plunder dudes up there. And then the bottom is just I had a whole mishmash of crap in there. It's got modern stuff in it right now, pretty much. Some of my podcasting stuff, and then all my rule books, rule sets, whatnot, and then a giant bright ass light you probably don't want me shining the camera at. And then in that cardboard box is a brand new FDM printer, because my old one has given up the ghost, and I'm done fighting with it. And I got a really, what I think is pretty good deal for Black Friday. So during Black Friday, I bought a printer bundle from Creality. And I got a Creality and what was that? Ender 3 and then a Hallett resin printer. So super excited about that. Creality arrived just today. That's why it's still on the box, because it was either you watch me do my hobby project or you watch me try to put that thing together. I figured, let's do some hobby instead of actually, you guys watching me struggle trying to put together a 3D printer. If we're gonna do like an unboxing or something like that, I can record that and edit it down and put it on. I don't think anybody wants to watch it. I'm glad you like the Ender 3, Chris, because well, one, that's what I got, and two, it was a really good deal for $349 US. I got the Ender 3 printer. I got the little bed leveler probe things, and the glass bed, and then I also got a Hallett, the smaller one, resin printer. So the resin printer is scheduled to arrive Saturday if FedEx doesn't screw me on it. And I say that because all of this stuff was supposed to be here like last Monday. What day is today? Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. So I think it was supposed to be either Monday or yesterday. This thing arrived today, and I keep getting the updates on the other box that's coming that it's going to be here Saturday, I think. So super excited. Not exactly sure how I'm gonna set that stuff up. You can see the space that I'm working with. I do have a spot at the end over here where I've got space where the light is currently set up. If I move the light stand, that's not that big a deal. But I don't have a what you call it. I don't have a table or a stand or a cart or any of that jazz to put it on just yet. So I'll get that sorted out. But there's a pretty good chance that right after this show ends tonight, I'm gonna build a 3D printer, because I'm just super excited, as well as much like Chris, I think you got the same Kickstarter from Wild Buildings for the fire base, right? So I got that, and it's all it's all downloaded. It's all in here. I'm chomping at the bit to start printing some of that stuff out. I think it's going to be good times. So with that being said, first of all, thanks for everyone for joining the show, and I will try to keep up with chat as best I can. No promises because I got to multitask. Matter of fact, I'm going back through here looking now. Let's see, Jupiter Mark Gamer listening in for motivation to finish basing World War I micro armor. Woo! What are you doing with that, buddy? What game are you looking to play? That sounds like it could be fun. All right.
Yeah. I'm over here trying to go through my chat. Again, I'm doing this solo for the first time and I'm unsupervised. I am truly solo, other than, I mean, Jim is kind of old hat at this stuff and he's on here. So if I'm messing something up totally, I am sure that he will jump in and be like, bro, fix yourself. But yeah, that sounds interesting there, Mark. I'd like to know what you're playing with. And then Chris says he's working on a video with guard tower for Alex. Oh yeah, well you did the bunker already, right? Yeah, I shouted that out on our last podcast. I told some folks to go check that out because you don't have anything on that channel over there for your Modern Mining 3D. So there's like 3 videos I think on it, and one of them is your who'd you call it? The see, you said guard tower, and now I'm getting brain cramps. The firing position, your little bunker. There you go. All right, and Jupiter Mark says that he's been gaming micro in 4 eras. Oh wow, 4. So you're into it. Well, then you're gonna want to follow along with Bill's project when he is able to pull that back up on his Big Battles in Small Spaces series, because he too is gotten into micro gaming, if you will, because he has a constrained space, but he still wants to be able to play games. So small space equals small stuff. Speaking of small spaces and small stuff, let's talk about what my plan is for tonight. Now, I had seen a video 6 months ago, maybe. I don't remember the channel, or else I would certainly talk about it. But it was a guy that made a gaming table inside a picture frame. And he had a really like ornate wooden picture frame. And I mean, it was like a 6-inch thing. It was huge. But he built a little gaming table in there, which got the creative juices flowing. And I'm like, I like that idea. And then when I store it, I'm literally, I want to build one of these. And then when I store it, I'm literally going to hang it on the wall like a piece of art, like a picture. And then that's where it'll go. That solves a storage issue for me as well. So that's what I'm going to do. And to get that ball rolling, I went to our local Goodwill store. That's a thrift shop resale store for charity, if you're not familiar with it. And found a picture that I thought, a picture frame that I thought was appropriate for the, about the size that I was looking for and whatnot. And spent $2.99 on it. So there it is. Used to be a wolf. Well, it still is a wolf. This is just foam board that it's printed on. So you're not going to see the wolf after tonight. But gives me a good foam board base. It's light. It's a metal frame that's around there. And that frame is sturdy AF. So I'm fortunate to have that. So let's go ahead and kind of flip this guy down a little bit. So we can see what we're working with. Hopefully, it's like glare horrendous. Let's get that guy more centered. So I'm trying to get make sure I missed something on the chat there. All right, I think I'm keeping up. Yes. So Chris, you had somebody that did one of these. Well, I'm hoping that it turns out well. My thought is that this is something that I could use for smaller skirmish games. I could do it for battle space, or like a small engagement in contact front, or black powder red earth 28 millimeter, something like that. That's my thoughts. So I kind of got to think about what do I want this to look like. And I figured before I get to doing a bunch of stuff, let maybe do a little bit of layout. So I think I want a little bit of elevation, and just regular Sharpie here. And again, we're not going to see this guy anyway, so don't worry about it. This is just kind of for inspiration. But I'm thinking, you know, hilltop over by there. Maybe another little contour going this way. And then I probably need something else, at least a little bit elevated over in this corner, yeah? I mean, it wouldn't make sense to have it all flat, I don't think. Because I'd kind of make it one-sided, I think. So, but I don't want to mirror this side directly. And I know you guys can't see that. I apologize. That I don't know how to deal with that glare. So there's a little hill sketched in over here. We're gonna go ahead and I think maybe I just do it right off the corner, right? But this way there's a little bit of a high side and then something along those lines. So we've got a nice wide open space over here where we can maneuver, or if I wanted to put a road or a river or both in there, it can go through the middle here. This will be the first change in elevation. It'll go up, and then another one over here in the corner. Same thing. I've got this line here. First change in elevation. Then we're going to make a little higher hill on this side, I think. So with that being said, go ahead and do that. I've got my inspiration set. So, Chris, did you say he made 3 of these? Wow. All right, overachiever. That's what I'm talking about. So, first things first. I showed you my stash of stuff. So I'm thinking that yes, I know it's not the good stuff. Now, you know, this is regular like styrofoam, if you will. But I believe it'll serve my purpose. So pretty happy with using that. It's all gonna get covered anyway. I mean, nobody's gonna see it, so not too worried about it. So let's see what we got going on here. Can I cover? So I could from here. This guy goes, let's see, from about this corner, about like that. And then, all right, so let's get chop-a-lopping on our first piece here. Let me get this down. Let me get this out of the way. First thing I'm going to do is break this down a little bit so it's a more manageable size, because it's kind of big. Not gonna lie. Even though I've got all this space, I can barely fit this guy on here. So I'm just using a regular cheap knife. Literally, this is from the dollar store because I'm that guy. And we'll go ahead and there we go. All right. So now that's a little bit more manageable, right? I think so. So we'll start over here. This is probably going to take 2 or 3 passes. The nice thing I like about using a knife like this is that the blade is long and it's flexible. So it helps particularly in making the curves. It gives me a much smoother curve. All right, so there's one. Let's see if this wants to be 2 or 3. Oh yeah, I'm almost. Yeah, this will do it right here. Look at that, bam, done. Yeah, right, Chris. Nothing wrong with this foam. It'll work. It certainly will. All right, so this is my offcut. So I'm gonna pull this off to the side. Now, that being said, let's pull this guy back up here. See how close we got to the line that I drew. So I'm gonna line him up. All right, it's not exact, but it's not bad. That'll work. I think I want to trim that corner down a little bit. What do I do with my marker? There we go. I think we're gonna do something like this. So that way I want to make sure I've got room in here for a river or a roadway. So I think maybe about like that. Yikes. All right. Get our old knife again here. I'm super excited. This is like, I've done a little bit of painting in here, both brush and airbrush, but this is like the first like legit hobby project I've worked on since I've moved into the Hobby Operations Center, which, by the way, we still need to come up with a logo for. I know you're probably thinking it's your space, you should do that. But yeah, I might need some inspiration, not going to lie. All right, I don't think we're going to be using that guy, so pitch him. But I think that looks like it'll get her done. Let's pull this guy back up here again. Kind of compare notes a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. I like that better because I've got a line that's right here. So that gives me, I don't know, 3 inches to be able to get a road, a river, whatever, get something in that space. Now I can always push this elevation back if I wanted to. All right, so now I also have a piece in the corner here to give this guy some elevation up here. So let's see how close we can get with this dude. Ah, look at that. My offcut has enough that I can do it. So let's grab my marker and we'll line that bad boy out, huh? Let's see where we're coming from. We're going to start here. And then we're going to end over by there. So I think we're just going to do a little something like that. You know, just something to give it a little bit of character there. All right, now get both these guys off. Also, one of the things that I'm excited about is that I actually have this nice big cutting mat. The first one I got was the little 1x1, and that would have been challenging to use. But this one gives me some pretty good workspace to be able to get some actual stuff done and not have to worry so much about going off the edge of it or having to rearrange all of my work. I can just get it on there and get her done. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, Chris, hot wire cutter. Yeah, I do not own one yet. Yet. But you know, who knows? Maybe Santa will bring me one. Because nobody likes all that, right? Oh, that's the bad thing about working with this. I mean, you're not gonna see it, but it already looks like you know, that it's been snowing over here. So let's see if we can try to keep our workspace sort of clean. Come on. Rub some of that off of there. So Bill was going to run the stream tonight, and he got called into work because he's a super special hospital guy and was on call and got called in. So that's how y'all got stuck with me. Hate your luck. But you know, I'm excited that I was able to get in here and do a little something myself. You know, it's something that I've wanted to kind of dip my toes into and get into. I've enjoyed the times that I've done it with Bill in the past and with Chris. But let's face it, you know, I'm at home by myself in my hobby space a lot more than I am with anyone else. So, you know, or anywhere else. So this is awesome that I'm able to actually pull this off. Now, I don't know if you guys like it or not, but let's see how this looks. So what we're looking at, so that's going to be this side. And after I get this in place, I'll bevel the edges, and then eventually this will get covered, sculpt and molded or something. I've got a big box of sculpt and mold downstairs, but I don't think we're going to get that far tonight. Although we might, who knows? But I think I'm pretty happy with that. I wanted some spaces that were big enough that I could put buildings here. I've got a bunch of buildings. I didn't show you guys the closet over there, but all my terrain that's already built, as well as my unbuilt models, are on shelves in there. So there's a boatload of stuff that I've already got, and I want to make sure I've got space to actually put those items down on my table. Chris says he's got a Proxen. Yeah, that would be cool. Do you have a handheld cutter as well, Chris? The little wand or something like that? So I used one of those over at Bill's house when we made the what did we make the table for? For the Rourke's Drift. So for Rourke's Drift, we when we were I carved out the mountains and whatnot, and that was just stacking foam on top of each other, and yeah, that was a pretty nice experience. I enjoyed being able to just blast through that stuff. All right, so now this corner, the initial piece, is bigger than any of the stock that I have, so I'm gonna have to make 2 pieces out of this. So we're gonna start with this guy, I think. Although I think I'm gonna put the crappy one in the corner. See, I chipped off the corner over here, and I'm trying to figure out. You know what? I want a good clean corner over there, so we'll do that. All right. So taking a look at my layout lines here, this is going to come to about here, and this guy's going to come to about there. So now, pretty much that's just kind of a meandering curve. So we'll get that guy to come around over by here. Boink. That'll be our offcut. And then while I'm here, because it's probably going to help me set up, I'm going to draw a line, because I'm going to have to create another piece that fits this section here to butt up against this one. I may be able to just get away with using the offcut. We'll have to see. But that being said, let's get this guy out of the way again. I'm gonna have these little styrofoam little baubles all over the place in here, I think. All right, so now once again, make the blade nice and long. Curve that bad boy around. Yeah, that's a fun sound, isn't it? I don't know how well that's picking up, but that squeaky cutting noise as the knife goes through the styrofoam. All right, yeah, there we go. All right, that's a pretty good cut. I'll take that. So, that being said, I wonder if I put this guy. Oh, that's going to be close. Set that guy off to the side. Let's put our base back down here. All right, so this guy goes that way on there. Hey, right, Chris? Yeah, I don't blame you for not missing that sound. So it doesn't exactly follow my line because my line actually comes over here, but this might just be the way to go, I think. I'll follow that curve around because I need to, here's my other, where my other piece is going to go. So it's going to look, obviously that's not enough space here, right? You know, we're going to need to be able to widen that out significantly. But if I follow my original line, I think, let's see, I think it's something like that. I think that's going to get her done. I think. We'll have to see, right? All right, let's pull this stuff off. Yikes. I'm kind of excited. We're like a half hour into this, and I'm almost ready to start gluing some stuff down. It's going pretty quick so far. Hopefully, I'm not going to jinx myself with some sort of issue, but I can't complain thus far. Now, I did kind of already have an idea in my head before I started chopping this stuff up. So, you know, obviously I didn't like do any detailed plan or anything. You know, I didn't whip out a CAD drawing, but you know, I thought that you know, this is, you know, I knew I wanted some high ground on either side. I wanted room to maneuver, and then I wanted kind of a choke point as well. You know, thinking about all the different scenarios and things that you can do in a game, that those things might help. All right. So now let's see how this guy looks, right? Oh, hold on. Let's get flipped around and oriented in the proper direction. All right, so this guy goes over here. This guy goes over here. And then this guy goes so I think that'll work, right? Yeah, I mean, you know, I've got a distance. Oh, well, here I got a whole ass ruler. Let's see how big that is currently. So, oh, that was a pretty good guess. I had guessed 3 inches, and that's just a hair under 3 inches. And now once I bevel the edges and smooth that out, I think that we'll have plenty of room. So awesome. Good deal. So I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. Now, I got this chunk over here, but you know what? Nobody's going to see that anyway. Maybe I'll just put something over that. But set these guys off to the side for now. And now I have some elevation over here that I've laid out. So I'm going to need, well, first I need to decide how big. I mean, does this go big or go home? Because I could do that. I mean, I've got some, you know, this is like 1 inch stock. I've got some like 3 inch. I mean, I got some pretty serious stuff there I can make it out of if I wanted to. I don't know if I want to go that tall though. I've got more of this, as well as, I don't know, some 2 inch stuff. So kind of those are the 3 heights of stuff that I've got going on. I think that 3 inch stuff, I think that might be too big. But I think maybe this stuff, like 2 inch, I think that'll work, huh? What say you guys? Or should I go big or go home and use the big stuff? All right. I don't know. Let me think about this for a second. Because there's going to be another level on top of this, so it would essentially be. You could do that, and then. You know, maybe that is the way to go. You know, I mean, what much like when I'm painting, oftentimes I don't push the contrast enough. So maybe that's what we do here. Maybe we go. I think I'm gonna do 3-inch for the base on that, and then we'll use the 2-inch above it. So I mean that's gonna be nice and high. That'll be a very strategic overlook, if you will. It'll be a sniper's paradise up there for some game. All right, so let's see. I don't need that guy just yet. Set him up to the side. This dude. Let's see. How big a square do I have there? So. Go ahead and. All right, so he is about that big. Doesn't need to be exact. All of these corners are gonna. It's all gonna either be turned into cliffs or, steep sides of a hill anyway. So I'm not worried about that. Now this is probably gonna take several passes to get through, unlike our 1-inch one, because it's just way thicker. Because that's got me just over halfway through now. So hopefully this knife has enough to it to get all the way through this. We've got to find out, though. Yeah, that's the sound we all wanted to hear, isn't it? All right, close enough. There we go. There's a chunk. I'm going to make another one because I need this piece to be wider than the stock size. So we'll cut that guy up. So Jupiter Mark Gamer, you said you were doing this in micro gaming in 4 eras. So is Aztec's one of them? You said 3-inch is good for Aztec Temple. So does that mean you're that's one of your games? What game do you play Aztec Temples with? Whoa. Yeah, now it seriously looks like it's been snowing in here. By the way, those of you that are looking forward to building stuff, the nice thing about Christmas coming is lots of packing materials, either in the boxes of stuff or in things that are being shipped to you. So, it's a nice material to be able to just pick up for free. Because it's all this stuff's just going to go in my recycle bin anyway. All right, yeah, look at this. Ugh, dick. Knock some of this down to a dull roar here. Whoop. I am definitely going to be vacuuming here. 15mm Conquest, ran in Orlando a couple of times. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Very nice. All right, so I need to figure out how big this guy is here. So he is about about 9 inches. I don't need all of this. I just need a bit of it. Do you cover with glue before you paint, or do you use acrylics? The short answer is both. I will cover this probably with a Mod Podge and paint mixture. And then I will base coat in acrylic for color. I don't use my hobby paints for that. I'll use craft paints. So I'm not using like Citadel or, you know, I've got a lot of Vallejo and Army Painter stuff as well. I won't use any of that for the terrain. I'll use the Walmart, you know, American Folk Art, Apple Barrel, whatever craft paints for that stuff. And then all of this is also going to be covered with some sort of modeling compound. I've got a box of Sculptamold downstairs in my garage that I will probably be covering to even out the transitions and whatnot. So for this particular project, since I'm covering it all in modeling compound, I probably won't have to do that so much. But yeah, I particularly this foam because, you know, if you're using it for a gaming table, you know, if you're using it for a diorama, yeah, maybe you don't have to unless you're trying to make sure that aerosol propellants don't eat it up. But I want to make this harder because it's kind of soft. You can see it's kind of spongy. So I want to make sure that that it's nice and stout. So I will beef that up. All right, let's get this pile of snow out of the way. What if there's any redeeming value for this stuff? Should I be saving this? Or does that just make me a hobby hoarder with a bunch of crap then? Probably, right? Probably. All right, so we're done with that guy. Him over there. So let's throw this dude back up here and see where we're at. Yeah, and I haven't glued anything together yet, so if I decide I don't like something, I want to do it differently, I can. I'll just throw something else up there. All right, so now we got, oops, hold on. That would be this corner. There we go, we got that guy. And we got this guy. Ooh. Stay in the frame, yo. And we got that guy. So now this dude is going to be something like that. And then this guy's going to be over here on the corner. So this guy will be, this side is going to be significantly higher. So the tactical advantage, more often than not, I would imagine, would be here. That may also be a good place to make or put an objective up here. It could also be a great place to do like a defend scenario. You know, so, you know, your last stand, put the Alamo up here, and then everybody else is coming across the little valley here to come get you. But I think I like that so far, yeah. And then I'm gonna put one more level up here as well. I want, like I said, you know, one of my downfalls, I think, has been particularly with my paintings. I don't push the contrast far enough, you know. So then my dudes, you know, when they're little camouflage dudes, it doesn't really matter. I mean, other than the fact that, you know, that camouflage stuff works, you know, and like our Ultra Combat Modern video is also up on the Dish Dash homepage for their how to play for Ultra Combat Modern. And I put two dudes next to a tree, And Dan, the guy I was playing with, totally forgot they were there because they just blended in. So he thought all my guys were in a house when I actually had two out front in a tree taking cover. And other than the fact that he had a overwhelming majority of dudes, he had definitely had like 3 times as many guys as I did, which was the way the scenario is written. My guys, their only job was to engage and then get off the table. So I put 2 dudes out there so they could engage a little faster, a little better. Dan totally forgot about them as he was maneuvering his other guys because he couldn't see them. I didn't do anything with them. They just sat there for a couple of turns, and then, hey, how you doing? Here's a little love. Cracked off a couple shots, and then off the board. I say that I think I had 5, and I think 2 or 3 of those dudes were killed. I think trying to get them off the board. So not quite as simple as it sounds, but so what do we think? Just one of these on here? Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe. Maybe like that big? Too close to the edge? Maybe smaller? Yeah, I think maybe just a little smaller there. See, I want there's got to be enough room up here for like a building. No, I'm going to go with the bigger one because we're going to bevel those edges down. I'm going to lose that top edge anyway. All right, so once again, we'll flip this around. Get this guy rolling over here. Keep those guys all piled up. Nice and neat, looking good. Get this guy off of here so I can get to my cutting mat. It's a good thing I'm about done doing all the serious cutting here. I'm getting tired of moving all that stuff back and forth. All right, so. There we go. Now see that one cut like, I don't know what the difference is between this piece and other pieces, but look at that. There, nice, smooth, I mean, super smooth cut. Mark, I feel you, buddy. Oh, but I don't know why I didn't do so good. I thought I had as many guys as he did. Turns out those 4 guys you put in cover took advantage of it. Worked like a champ. Yeah, fortunately, I didn't lose track of my guys, but like I said, I only had 5, and he had like 18. So, yeah, it was definitely something that I was keeping track of because I didn't want to get whacked. All right, so now let's see what this all ends up looking like here. That guy and that guy. These guys will be there-ish. And then I think I'm digging it. I think, yeah. All right. I think I can start gluing this stuff down. All right. Well, I'm going to start on this side because it seems to be the easy way to do it. So, all right. So here's the challenge. So I got, I don't know if this is going to be any good. I don't know if you can, try to pull this light down. I don't know if you can see that. All right, so this is some stuff that that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. This is some stuff I picked up at the dollar store, and it says that it's foam and poster board adhesive, non-toxic, stays flexible, easy cleanup. What it doesn't give me is a list of ingredients, and I say that just because I'm curious to know what's in it to see how it works. You know, if this is, you know, is it really just a PVA in here, or is there something else going on? But I figured I'm gonna give it a go. Although, this is how you know you got it from the dollar store, because the little silver doohickey, the little doohickey in there that's supposed to be on top of the bottle, it is in the top of the cap. So, hobby knife to the rescue. Pull this guy out of here. He said, there we go. Whoop. There we go. Get this guy out of here. So I'm going to take this for a test drive, and we're all going to learn together. You know, and we're going to see if this is one of those, well, you get what you pay for. That's what you get for buying something from the dollar store. That being said, I'm not a complete fool, because if that doesn't work, yeah, we're gonna hit it with that bad boy, and that will work. But I figured I'd give this stuff a shot, see what see what it does, see how it goes. So we'll go ahead and smear some of this stuff down. All right, we're about to find out. Okay, here we go. All right, well, that so far so good. That seems to be working. All right, and this guy. And this is a really thin stream coming out of here. Don't think that I'm like flooding this stuff with on here, because that's not at all the case. So line up my edges here a little bit. So what I can tell you is, it seems like it's got really good adhesion. I don't feel it coming up. So who knows? Maybe we're onto a winner here. And again, it's only $1. So yay us. All right, so now I have no idea how long this stuff takes to dry, and there's nothing on here indicating what the drying time is. So that remains to be seen. But we will find out here shortly. You know, I think you know, while I'll reserve judgment, obviously, until this stuff is hopefully cured. But thus far, seems like it's working. Easy to use, cheap. You know, it's got all the things I like best in the world. All right, so now get that guy in there. All right, looks good. We'll get this dude. This way. All right. So we are making progress. Walkabout Games, I think you used to have a
a series called that, didn't you? Or I was gonna say hobby part, progressing your hobby, something like that, right? Back in the day. You should do some more of those. I like those. All right, so I'm gonna try and put a little glue in these guys and see if I can actually glue them together. So far, so good. Looks pretty successful there. Now we'll see how well it wants to stay. Kind of hold that there for a minute. Like I said, I have no idea how long this stuff takes to set up. Of course, then, if I don't feel like waiting, we'll just go ahead and spike that bad boy into place because I do not feel like waiting. So I'm going to go ahead and jam one of these dudes in there. Jam one of these guys in there that way. One in that way. And I'm going to do the same thing up here. All right. Got that set. Good deal. Good times. Good times. All right. So now, got these big fatties put on here. Just go ahead and I think after I get these guys on here, I'm just gonna throw some books or something with some weight on it. Give these guys some time to cure before I start sculpting them a little bit, because like I said, I don't know how long this stuff takes to cure. Not the cure for those of us that are children of the 80s, but to cure. All right, so put that guy about there. So I'm thinking maybe, because this is such a high change in elevation, we could do like, we can make cliff sides on it, obviously, but you got to be able to get up there somehow. So maybe build like a ramp path or, something like that, wandering around one of the sides or the back or something. So that way our dudes have a way to get up there, and then the thought is, do I do like one side on the back and then one side on the front, or just do it on the front? So, while you can get to the good piece of terrain, you're going to have to earn it by, going through a hail of fire to get there, because the only way to get up to it to occupy it is by climbing up an open ramp or an open path that wraps around like a ramp on the front. So some design thoughts there. There we go. Yeah, I like the way that looks. Because if I put it on the backside, that's just a matter of you got to run to the backside and then whatever, you can get up there, but you're using the rest of it for cover. If I put it on the front side, well, then you're out there for everyone to take a shot at. Speed is your friend. You better be able to move really quickly to get up into cover at the top of it. Now, of course, let's say I'm using this for a game where I have characters that can fly. So, you know, maybe that's a fantasy game or whatever, or maybe I have a helicopter landing there, you know, something along those lines, you know, then it kind of doesn't matter for that part. But if you need to get down from there, like let's say that's your insertion point and your objective is to work your way across the board and occupy, you know, something over here, well then, you know, you still have that same issue. It's just you're going downhill instead of uphill. So lots of ways to use something like that. See, now I'm talking about it, I'm getting more excited. I don't know. What do you guys think? Of course, you know, if worse comes to worse and I wanted to provide options, we always just make a ladder and then put it wherever we want to let the dude get down. All right, so so I think I'm going to push. So I've got this kind of pushed towards the back. So I've got a solid like 4 inches of this big foam, 3-inch foam block in front of it. Because I think in my mind I've decided that this is where the side that's facing the rest of the board is where I want these guys to have to go. So I'm going to kind of scooch this top block into the back corner over here, so that way there's more space on the towards the side that faces the rest of the gaming table. I think that's the way to go, right? I don't know. Am I out of my gourd? Does it seem like it's something reasonable? I don't know. To me, it seems reasonable. We'll find out, right? Okay, so I think we're probably in a pretty good spot there. So I need something kind of heavy. And that is kind of heavy. And I need something else for this guy over by here. Let's see what I got. Well, can I reach those? Let's see here. Okay, so I guess we'll use the D&D books and Combat, Ultra Combat Normandy and Modern and Blood and Plunder, since they volunteered because I knocked them off my shelf. All right, so there we go. All right, let's move this over by here. You can make several boards and make them interchangeable. Yes, I like that idea. I'm not quite sure about how to pull it off yet, but I'm sure as I work my way through it, you know, because my thought for this board in particular is not to make it like real modular or anything. It is simply to one kind of proof of concept, if you will, but also to be able to create a singular board that I can literally just hang on the wall when I'm not using it. Although, to kind of caveat off of what you just said for making several boards, I could potentially make them modular, particularly if I could find some more frames like this one, like the one I've got, and just butt them up against each other. That might be a way to go. Ooh, I did just notice that this guy popped up over here. He needs something. I think that this thing's so heavy that it's causing this guy to pop up. Let's see, what else I got? Well, I've got all my other books that are about to fall down, but I don't want to touch them, so we're going to leave those. I bet Harry Potter's heavy enough, right? Here. I'm going to put Harry Potter to work over here. There we go. Perfect. But yeah, be able to make the boards so that
You can butt them up against each other, make them into larger boards, continue on to another board, whatever. Yeah, that could be a pretty cool concept, right? Digging that thought. Just notice my guy's not quite lined up there. So it's a good thing this doesn't set up super fast, because apparently I knocked my corner off here. There we go. That's more better. All right. Well, Jupiter Mark Gamer, I hope that you found a little motivation to get rolling on your own stuff there. I think we're gonna wrap it up. It's, well, what do we got going here? Just over an hour. So I think that we're just gonna let this stuff dry for now, and then I'll pick it up later. But if this is something that you like, you want to see more of, let me know. I can film my progress. If you think it's all crap and you don't want to see it anymore, then I won't share it with you. Maybe could do it either way, right? But like I said, I think we're gonna call it a night. And we appreciate Jim and Jupiter Mark Gamer and Walkabout Games Chris joining us this evening. I hope that my first attempt at doing this solo wasn't so offensive that you never follow us again. Hopefully you enjoyed it, or at least were able to run it in the background while you were doing your own hobby stuff. And with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe, tell your friends, and make sure that you click the bell for notifications. And on that happy note, I'm Marty, and I'm signing off. We'll see you at the next one. Have a good night, all. Wait a minute, he said I'm signing off. How do you sign off on this thing? Oh yeah, end stream. All right, good night.